Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ty and this is Ty's Table Talk. And I'm usually here to share my thoughts and opinions on the latest episodes of the reality shows we all love to watch, right? But today I am actually here to talk about what's going on with this channel and really to have an open and honest conversation about things that I've been dealing with and thinking about in relation to this channel. So y'all, let me start off by saying I really, truly appreciate everybody's love and support that you've shown me since I started this channel back in March of this year. I never expected to garner the amount of subscribers that I have so far with this channel. And I appreciate every last single one of you, and I love all of y'all. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching the content that I've put out so far. I've been focusing on doing reviews of a couple of different reality shows, and y'all, to be quite honest with you, I love doing the reviews. But I'm also noticing that I am not getting all of the views that I was hoping or aspiring to get. And I know the channel, with it being so new, it takes time for all of that to develop and, for the views to rack up. So I get that. To be quite honest with you, I lost my motivation with this channel, which is why you haven't seen a lot of content being put out here lately, really since the beginning of summer. Let me start off by explaining why I have not put out the review for the last episode of The Real Housewives, Part 3 of that reunion. So to be quite honest with y'all, the show was getting on my nerves. It just was. It was getting on my nerves. The ladies on the show were getting on my nerves. These are women that have money. These are women who are, for the most part, supposed to be financially stable, right? Yet we see them on the show bickering and arguing and fighting over petty nonsense. Nonsense. Whose husband is doing what? Whose baby daddy is doing what? You know what? People out here, including myself, we have real problems. I have real problems. And a lot of the things that was going on during the show, in the episodes that we saw, I just could not relate to. I'm sorry, I just couldn't. There's this event going on. There's that event going on. There's people being paid to come in and spread lies or, whatever. And it's something that really wasn't keeping my attention, to be quite honest with you. When the Housewives first started, when the Real Housewives of Atlanta first started, I was super engaged. It was the first time we ever saw a primarily Black cast of women on Bravo in this type of show format, right? And then we had people like Nene Leakes and Sheree Whitfield and Kim Zolciak, who was, sorry if I offend anybody, but the token white on the show. She really was. She was the only white cast member. And we had Lisa Wu and Deshaun Snow. And Nene really, really brought her A game to the show. Her personality was big and huge. We got to see what was going on with her family. And the show itself was just really, really, really entertaining, right? And I was an avid fan of the show for many, many years. Quite honestly, when Nene left, to me, the show fell off. And I don't care who they brought on the show that they thought was going to, I don't know, either take the place of her or bring the same energy to the show as she did. But when Nene left, the show fell off and it never gained the type of, I want to say, momentum. It didn't have the same type of energy. And what these ladies are talking about now on the show in 2025, with what's going on with this administration, with what's going on with people's finances and their family lives, again, I just cannot relate to these ladies. They were on my nerves with all this stupid arguing over the friendships, breaking down, over stupid reasons, people picking this side, people picking that side. If y'all watched all of my previous reviews for The Housewives, you saw how much of a fan I was of Shamia when the show first started, when the season first started, when season 16 first started. I was like, Shamia is my favorite. I praised her and the majority of the reviews that I put out. But then I started noticing she had little microaggressions with certain people, and she wasn't really dealing with it head on. I don't like the passive aggressive nature that she brought to the show. If you got an issue with somebody, I say it to them directly and deal with them directly instead of going to this person, that person, and then having brought back to the person that you have the issue with. It was just giving high school to me. It was giving clique-ish. And after watching part 1 and part 2 of the reunions and hearing about these alliances that took place, y'all, I just fell off. I fell off. I did watch part 3 and I started to write out an outline for my review for that show because it was just going to be a voiceover video that I was going to put out. But I just couldn't even get through that. I couldn't get through the outline because I usually watch the show all the way through first and then go back and do my outline. I like to watch it first so I can know what's going on, then go back and write my notes and my outline and then record. And I just couldn't even get through doing the outline because the nonsense, the lies, it was just, no. The husbands came out on the show and it was the same old. Charles ain't feeling nobody. Dennis, was tiptoeing around the truth about what was going on with Drew in the studio and the text messages and all of that. And Ralph, enough said. So I just didn't have it in me to put out a review for the show. But by now, because it's like a week and a day since that last episode aired, since part 3 aired, everybody has seen it. There's been plenty of reviews put out on it, and I'm sure many of y'all have watched those. And we know Shamia and Portia still are not friends. Kelly is still up Shamia's behind. Angela is Angela. And Drew still be lying. And that's that. So that's the reason that I did not put out part 3 of that reunion. With me losing my motivation for this channel to keep putting out content, I've also been dealing with some personal family matters. And without getting into too much detail, I'll just say, if you've ever had a family member suffering with an addiction, then you know how much of a toll that can take on the entire family. And it's taken a toll on me this summer. It took a toll on me this summer. And also, if you watched my storytime video that I put out in June, then you know that I quit my job. I had been out for a few years. And I really felt like it was just time for me to shift and do something different. And I'm still trying to figure out what that is. I don't know. I don't know if it's just putting 100% focus and effort into this channel, or if it's just switching up my career path and doing something different. I've been doing healthcare, health insurance, kind of back office work for upwards of 10 years now. And y'all know, if you've watched my previous videos, that my dad transitioned in 2022. My dad passed away. And dealing with his passing and the cause of it having to do with a medical condition, it was really taking a toll on me, watching patients kind of struggle with the same type of issues and not having favorable outcomes. I also lost one of my best sister friends in the whole world that we've been friends since I was 14 years old. We met my freshman year in high school. And she passed away a year before my dad at the age of 40. She was kind of the catalyst behind me starting this channel. If y'all saw my very first review, I talked about it a little bit. She and I have kind of gone back and forth with the idea of starting a podcast. I originally wanted to start a podcast, but this girl, my sister friend, her personality was so big and so huge. I'm like, you have got to do this with me. You know, I'm more kind of serious at times and analytical, where she is just like fun, and brings the laughter. We spent hours and hours in her apartment cracking up over nothing. Okay. She was so positive and just brought that upbeat, positive energy wherever she was at, regardless of what she was going through in life. So I'm like, she has got to be on this podcast with me. We've got to do it together. And I bought all the equipment and we were going to get it started. I ended up moving away, moving out of town, moving to a different state, came back, and she had fallen sick. And then a few months after that, she passed away. But I wanted to, I guess, kind of keep her spirit alive, even though it's alive and well. But I wanted to kind of do it in her honor, as well as use YouTube as an outlet to explore my creativity and to really get into that mode. At the end of the day, like, even though I'm serious and I'm very analytical and on the job, I'm very focused and detail oriented and all of that, and I do my job, whatever I'm doing, I do it well, honey. I do it well. I get praised. It wasn't fulfilling. And I'm a Cancer sign. I'm a Cancer. I'm a water sign. My mood kind of changes with the moon and water. I love being around water. It kind of drives me. So I'm a creative. Cancers are creative at heart. When I was younger, I wanted to try to get into music, and I entered into this program in high school where they kind of teach you how to get into music production and audio engineering. So I did that whole program and I absolutely loved it. I am a huge music fan. Music is my love language, okay? I love me some music. And I said I was going to be the first female producer on Death Row, okay, on Death Row or So Death or Def Jam. Like, I just wanted to really get into it, right? And then life happens, and my life, that wasn't the path that was laid out for me, but I still felt a need to create. So I thought it would be the perfect thing to start this YouTube channel, talk about, something kind of light, but I really did enjoy watching a lot of the reality shows that I watched. And it was like, you know what, why don't I just put my thoughts and ideas out here? my opinions out here on YouTube, talk to y'all, see what y'all were thinking, if we were thinking the same things. And yeah, it would be good. It would be good. And again, I love doing the reviews, but I guess I just set my expectations up very, very high. And I started comparing my channel to other channels and what they were doing, not realizing how much time, energy, and effort goes into recording and filming and editing these episodes that I put out on the channel. So I have to give it up to you creators, all you creators on YouTube. I have to give it up to y'all because I had no idea. I had no idea how much work it was. It really is like another full-time job. And when I started this channel, I was working a full-time job. So trying to do all of that at once, I became a little overwhelmed. And in comparing this channel to other channels, my reviews to similar reviews, and seeing how many views I was getting versus the views that they were getting on their channels, I felt defeated. And my motivation became deflated. So over the last couple of months, I really had to stop and do some soul searching and even figure out if I wanted to continue on doing this, with this channel. Because I thought, I'm not garnering the views and the attention that I'm hoping that I want to have, that I want it to have. And it's a lot of work. And so what's the point? What's the point? In doing my soul searching and praying and speaking to God and speaking to the universe and listening, really, really opening myself up to receive the messages that the universe and that God has for me, I came to the realization that I shouldn't be doing this for the views. I should be doing this really getting back to the reason that I started this channel, which was to have an outlet for my creativity and to keep the legacy of my sister friend alive. And so I'm going to do that. And the views, I know, will come with time. The subscriber growth will come with time because it's remained a little bit stagnant. But again, I haven't really been putting out much content. I need to shift with this channel and do something different with it. Because I was trying to review several shows at once while working a full-time job, and I became very overwhelmed with that. And then the show that I was reviewing, like I said, Real Housewives, is like, I can't relate to y'all. And some of the stuff and some of the personalities, going back to that real quick, I was watching Shamia's YouTube channel. And this is the catalyst that really started to turn me off from her. She filmed the episode in the car one day with her daughter, Shia, in the back. And I don't know, she was getting ready to go somewhere. She was doing her makeup or something. And she was talking about something, and she mentioned something about y'all's president, this president, and the administration. And she said something to the effect of, well, maybe he is right about X, Y, and Z, and maybe there is something behind, him trying to do stuff and cut these programs for the money or the taxes or something to that effect. And I have to go back and rewatch it to see exactly what she said, but it was something to that effect. And I was like, you said what? You said what about this fool in the office right now? that's tearing this country down, that's taking away jobs, that's taking away programs that people need to survive. You said maybe he was right? Oh no, you're out of touch. You are out of touch with the people that actually support you, because the people that support you, we are not millionaires, we are not billionaires or trillionaires. We're everyday working average people. You know, most of us are living paycheck to paycheck. We're working 9 to 5s. We're working 10 to 10s. Okay. We're working 12 hours a day. We're working hard. And we support you, but it seems the only thing that you really care about is your money, and making statements like what you said, what you made, is really, in my opinion, kind of shitting on the people that actually support you. So that was a catalyst, amongst all the other little petty stuff and the microaggressions and the passive aggressive nature that you're bringing. That just completely turned me off. So that was that on that. But anyway, the reality shows are cool, but I want to do more. So going forward with this channel, so that I can keep my creativity going and stay fulfilled while I'm doing this, I am going to be shifting a little bit. I'm still going to be doing reviews. I'm only going to take on one show at a time, though, so that I don't become overwhelmed. I put out a Storytime Sunday back in June. I'm going to start doing that again. As a matter of fact, I've already filmed one. So if you see me wearing the same thing in my Storytime Sunday, it's because I'm doing all of this on the same day. So that will be coming out this Sunday. I swear. I promise you. It's filmed, just got to edit it, and it will be out this Sunday. And I'm also going to be incorporating some lifestyle type things. I filmed a Shein clothing haul, so I'm going to be editing that and putting that out. And then later on this summer, in a few weeks, I'll be going on a cruise. I'm going on a Carnival cruise to their new private island destination, Celebration Key in the Bahamas. So I will be filming that for y'all. I'll be reviewing some of the food items there on the ship, the food options. I'll be reviewing Celebration Key and that private island and giving y'all a look at all that has to offer. So yeah, I'll be doing Storytime Sundays. I'll be doing clothing hauls. The next show that I will be reviewing is a show on TLC. It's part of the 90 Day Fiancé universe, 90 Days the Other Way. So we'll be reviewing that. And y'all, I will be on camera for everything, for all of my reviews. Some things have shifted with YouTube as far as how they are deciding to monetize videos. And although I am doing this for a creative outlet, it would also help a lot to being able to start monetizing on the content that I'm putting out, because that is one of the goals that I have for this channel. I do want to be able to monetize off of it. So, and it's a lot of work that I'm putting in, y'all. If you don't have a YouTube channel, this is like a full-time job. It really is. With the filming and the editing and all of that, it is a full-time job. And for those of y'all that are creators, you already know. So yes, it would be nice to be able to monetize off of this. So I will be on film to do all of this. So the reviews for 90 Day Fiancé the Other Way, my Storytime Sundays, my clothing hauls, and then just little trips that I'll be taking. Like I said, I'm going on vacation here in a couple of weeks. I'll be filming that. I'll be doing some stuff around the city as well, going to different markets and whatnot, showing y'all what my city has to offer if you don't know already. So yeah, I'm going to always keep in the forefront of my mind that I am doing this to I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing this for myself, and I'm doing this for my sister friend. So if I ever become unmotivated again or start to lose my motivation, I will keep that in the forefront of my mind. I'm going to continue to talk to God. I'm going to continue to speak to the universe. I'm going to continue to keep myself open and hear the messages and receive the messages that are out here for me, because I know everything happens for a reason. I know I have a purpose. I know a path has been laid out here for me. And as long as I continue to follow that path, I will be led to my purpose. And I feel like this channel is a part of it. Yeah. So y'all hang in there with me. Life has its ups, life has its downs. And somewhere in the middle is the sweet spot. Yeah, somewhere in the middle of it all is a sweet spot. And I'm getting there. I can feel it. I can feel it. So again, y'all, thank you so much for hanging in there with me. Thank you so much for not unsubscribing from my channel and being patient with me and extending grace to me. I feel it. I feel the love, and I am most appreciative and grateful. Yeah. So y'all, thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you have not already. If you got anything from this, share it. Share it with someone who you feel like may need to hear it. Share it with someone that you feel like may be in the same place, has lost their motivation with, a certain aspect of their life. And maybe, just maybe, this video can help them get out of that rut. As always, y'all, stay safe, stay blessed. Don't forget to tell someone you love them today. And most importantly, above everything else, above anything else, make sure you are loving on yourselves. Please, 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 please love yourself and live a life that speaks to that. I love y'all. Peace.